Welcome back to Tiger Cooks.
This month we're going to show you how to make a delicious meal and a great dessert.
Then we're going to show you a little bit about the local restaurant, Olympic Steak and Pizza.
I'm Zach Irvin.
And I'm Tanner Moses.
Thanks for watching.
The first thing we're going to show you is how to make an upside-down pizza casserole with Zach Irvin as your host.
How's it going, Tiger Cooks? It's Chef Jamarcus. Today we're going to be making the good old upside-down pizza casserole, whatever you want to call it. It's really simple, very few ingredients. Quite time-consuming though, since there's a bit of baking involved, and there's a whole lot of different ways you can do this, a whole lot of different things you can throw in here. I'll tell you more about that as we get along, but the main ingredients are ground beef. You can use any type of ground beef. I'm going to be using 73% lean, just because that's what they had at Kroger. We're going to be using pepperonis, just Kraft cheese. You can use mozzarella, all type of cheeses. And we're going to be using crescent rolls, however it's said. We're going to be using 2 of those. And yeah, so first step is you're going to want to ground the beef. All right, so we're going to be browning the beef in a skillet. Chef Jamarcus is always good at it, you know. Well, just like that, just like I did. Now you're just gonna let it brown in the skillet. Now, as you guys can see right here, it's starting to get a little brown. Maybe it was a better idea to do this in a smaller sample size. Maybe have 2 smaller pans going. That way it cooks more thoroughly and more even, you know. And you could also add some salt or maybe some pepper. All right, so now that the ground beef is browned and looking like it's ready, you're also going to want to drain the fat from it. That's also really important too. You know, I use 73% lean, so there's a lot of fat at the bottom, and you don't want that in the meat casserole. It's okay if there's a little bit, but you don't want it in the upside-down pizza casserole. Or yeah, it's just going to make it all oily and just nasty. So you're going to want to get the majority of it out, but it's impossible to get all of it. All right, so now that we got the ground beef, I'm going to set it right here. And then we're gonna dump it in the pan. It looks like we missed a little bit of fat, but that's okay. Okay, now you're gonna try and disperse it evenly around the pan. And if you have too much, take some out. I don't know. Some people just don't like a meaty casserole, so yeah, it's always nice just to try and even it out. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna want to put the cheese. I don't have very much cheese. You can put however much you want to. You can use different types of cheese. Doesn't really matter. You can even mix the cheese into the ground beef. That's how you're feeling that day. All right. Now you can add pepperoni. Pepperoni is always good. It's the best type of pizza, the best topping to put on a pizza. All around, pepperoni is really good. I'm gonna interline all the pepperoni and make sure every bite has a piece of pepperoni. No stone left unturned. Now you can also add mushrooms and olives and all that stuff, but I'll keep it basic. All right, now that you got the pepperoni or whatever else you want to put in here, olives, mushrooms, this is always a scary part, opening everyone knows about these, basically a meme at this point. It's like a little explosion. There we go. We got it to open. First try. It's my favorite part. Favorite part every time. You're gonna want to be careful getting it out of that so you don't cut your hand. That's what almost happened to me just then. You gotta stay woke. All right, so this is what all the dough looks like. Whoa, you're gonna want to roll it out. Yeah. All right, now we're gonna put it in the oven. 400 degrees, you're gonna wanna put it in there. It's not really a time frame you gotta put it in there for, really just until the crescent rolls start browning on the top, because all the ingredients are already cooked. Now, hot, you're just mixing them all. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it in there. The next thing we're gonna show you is a quick and easy smoothie.
This is a very healthy and also very good.
So we're gonna put some frozen fruit into the blender. Kind of. And there's some raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries in the fruit mix. But you can use any fruit, really. There's no like set fruit. And we're gonna add some bananas later as well. And now we're gonna add some milk to it. And just add a cup of milk, that would be great.
Next, we have a little interview for you.
We asked our peers what they like to eat on Easter.
I usually eat ham and sometimes deviled eggs. That's what my family makes, usually.
Chicken and mashed potatoes.
Bacon and egg salad.
We have a lot of deviled eggs. Usually in the morning I get some little robin eggs. I really like those. And I have some Peeps. But lunch-wise, probably some sandwiches.
Guacamole.
Rice, chocolate, eggs, and I don't know what else.
I ate ham, candy, stuff like that.
Anything I see in the pantry.
macaroni and cheese, cornbread, collard greens, pork chops, chicken, and some Sprite.
The next thing we're going to show you is how to make is a delicious chocolate chip peanut butter cookies.
This is a perfect dessert for you to bring for any event.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Tiger's Cook. Today we're going to be making peanut butter cookies. Pretty simple recipe, so let's get started. So you're going to want to soften your half cup of butter. Just put it in the microwave. All right, once it's softened, just dump it in there. Next, you're going to put in a half cup of peanut butter. All right, once you got that measured out, go ahead and put it in there with the butter. All right, so now you're gonna wanna add a half cup of sugar. And you're gonna add a quarter cup of honey. A half teaspoon of baking powder. And a half teaspoon of baking soda. All right, next we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of flour. So this is 1 cup. And this is a 1/4 cup. Next, you're gonna add a half teaspoon of vanilla. And then you're gonna mix. All right, and you're gonna add in 1 egg. And mix it together. Now we're gonna add 1 cup of chocolate chips. So. So you're gonna preheat the oven to 375. All right, so it's about 7 minutes per batch of cookies, and you can make them as big or small as you want. And this is the final product. Hopefully they're delicious.
The final thing we want to show you today is more about Olympic. How would you describe the environment of the restaurant?
The environment, I would say, is very family friendly, very family oriented. It's a little more upscale than the other Olympics around Memphis, but very family friendly. That's kind of what our goal is.
Why would you recommend Olympic to a friend?
Depending on what kind of experience they're looking for, what kind of food they're looking for. We provide great quality food at a good price with great customer service.
How would you describe the customer service?
I would say pretty great. We have a lot of servers here from other locations that are kind of, as we call our veteran servers. We have a few new ones from the Arlington area that are doing very well. I'd say we have a really good, positive staff.
How do you guys usually deal with complaints, and how often do you usually get them?
Okay, so with complaints, we get them in store, we get them online, we get them on Facebook. It just depends on where we get the complaint and how we deal with it. So if we get it, let's say in store, if there's a complaint with a meal, of course the manager's going to go and try to correct the situation. On Facebook, we do the same thing. We find out exactly, when they were here, who their server was, and as much information as we can to try to address the problem and get them back in here to show them better customer service and quality of food.
Do you like working here, and why?
I love working here. So why? I've worked for Olympic for about 6 years now. Before that, I worked for a corporate restaurant chain for about 8 years, and they're very family oriented. They really care about their staff. We're not just a name. We're pretty much family. So.
What item on the menu would you recommend to someone that comes in here?
Oh goodness. I guess depends if they're wanting to eat kind of light or if they're looking for a really party dinner. So my favorite for lunch is all of our burgers are really great. They're cooked on a charbroiler. For dinner, we have amazing steaks and really great pizza.
Do you think it would be more profitable for Olympic to expand, or do you think it's better to stay and small, oriented for family, fewer stores? That way, it's more focused on the family.
With that, so when they first started out, they started off with one store. Now we have quite a few, as you know. I think it is adding more stores, of course, is more profitable, but we're really just focused on the Memphis area. I don't see us anytime in the near future going to a huge chain like some of the other restaurants that you see. But they're just very family oriented. So I feel that's why we only in this area, we have 4 stores. And that's the Oakland location, we have the Arlington, we have the Millington, and we have the Atoka. So starting off with 1, getting to 4, I feel like we are expanding slowly but surely.
So what advantages do you have over like a bigger chain of restaurants such as Chili's or Texas Roadhouse?
I feel like with larger chains, they aren't as involved within their community as we hope to be. We've done a few things. I believe we have something scheduled with the swim team of Arlington. We have something, we've done a spirit night with the dance team. So I feel being a smaller business, we're able to be more involved with our community.
That's all we have for you guys this month.
Be sure to tune in next month for another show.